Hello everybody, it's Josie here. I am back with another one of my book and clothing thrift hauls. So again, if you're only interested in the books that I hauled, then stay for the book part of the video and that'll be the first bit of the video. But if you're also interested in the clothing that I have hauled, then stick around. And also I've done a little mini lookbook again at the end so you can kind of see the clothing on and see what they look like. So while I keep doing this, let me start off with what I've got on here. I think I wore this in one of my other videos, but I didn't really showcase it in a thrift video. So this is a gorgeous top that I have thrifted that I was so excited about. It's originally from Urban Outfitters, and I was looking at a similar style in Urban Outfitters the other day, and then I saw it in the charity shop, and it cost like £5 in the charity shop. So I bought it, and I was very, very excited about it. So I'm wearing one of the pieces, but like I said, I will talk about these more later, and I will do a little lookbook. But to get to the books, so there aren't a lot of books on this list, but I was quite excited about particularly two of the books that I have in the thrift haul, and I'll leave them to last because they're my favourites. So the first book I picked up is this one over here. It's called Singling Out the Couples by Stella Duffy. Now, I have read other Stella Duffy books. Stella Duffy writes a lot of lesfic kind of, she has a series where she has a female detective who is a lesbian, which is great, and I love those books. I think I've read 2 or 3 of them in that series, and as part of that series, obviously, she is a detective, so she uncovers, crime. There's a crime narrative in each one, and there's also her relationship with her girlfriend, and then I think later on in the series they get married. So I saw Stella Duffy, and I was like, oh, cool, let me get this. Now, this book is very different to that kind of series. And actually, spoiler, I have just read this. I bought it and then I was on a train and I thought, hey, let me just read it while I'm on the train. And I'm still trying to work out what I think of this book. So the idea is it's kind of surrealist fiction in a way. So you've got this so-called princess who, when she was born, the empathy fairy kind of passed her by. She was locked in a dungeon. She never granted this lovely princess empathy. She has everything else. She has beauty. She's wonderful. She can entice people, but she has absolutely no empathy. And she has no, she has no capacity for love either. So what this book is about is that she comes into the sort of the real world in London. I think it's in Notting Hill in London. And she basically, her mission in life is to break up happy couples. So she uses her beauty and her sexuality to get in the way of these couples and break them up. And you've got various couples, so you've got 3 different couples in here. And this character can kind of like shapeshift a little bit into the ideal woman that the person that she's trying to entice away, to get in between this couple would like. So she kind of changes her appearance. So the queer element in this is that there is a gay couple, so a male-male couple, and she actually tries to get in between the 2 guys in this couple as well. So it is a very strange little book. It's odd. I still don't know what I think of it. The premise is weird, but I like weird. But I don't, it's so weird. I don't know if I like a book about somebody who is trying to ruin happy couples. It's very strange. But anyway, so it was an interesting find. I'm glad I found it. I'm glad I read it. Did I really like it? Jury's out on that one. And the next book is Real People, a novel by Alison Lurie, and you can see it cost a whole £2. So this book, I don't know much about this book, but the author is a Pulitzer Prize winning author. It's not that long. And what appealed to me is just this first part of the blurb. So it says, an artist's colony is a false paradise for a frustrated writer. And what this book is about, so in the blurb it says there's this mansion called Illyria, and it's kind of a haven for artists and writers, and they all flock there. And it's like an artistic community. And then I think it's kind of that idea of, this artistic utopia when things start to go wrong with the human relationships and interactions. So I love elements of this. I love artistic commune. I love things that are set at retreats and in like mansion houses and a kind of that I guess the interplay between characters and things like that. I really, really love that. So this sounds fascinating. Don't know if this has a queer element. I'm hoping it does. But yeah, it just sounds interesting. So it's definitely one I want to get to soon. And then these 2 books. These are the ones I was most excited about. So, those of you that have been on this channel for a while will know that I'm always on the lookout for good lesfic, so lesbian fiction. And I have been trying to also delve back into kind of the archives and read more of the kind of classic historical or the more historical lesbian fiction and queer fiction books, because there is, I think now we are blessed with a lot of queer fiction, particularly actually in YA. Adult, I think, is still catching up, although there are some really good queer and specifically lesbian, but just queer spectrum genre books out at the moment, which are great. But I want to kind of go back into the past as well and see what was being published years ago. And then I came across these two books. So Odd Girl Out and I Am Woman. Now, by the covers, are they not extraordinarily great? So these books are classic 1950s lesbian pulp fiction. And they are quite hard to get to purchase. They are quite expensive online, even secondhand. And I found these in Oxfam for a whole $2.99. And I was so excited. So this is proper. So if you've read the novel Pulp by Robin Talley, which I read last year, and I really, really liked. I really like Robin Talley. I have a whole video on her. Check out my other videos. But Robin Talley's last book was called Pulp, and it was all about a high school student who does a paper on an old pulp fiction author who wrote books very similar to this in the 1950s. 50s and 60s. And yeah, these are genuine 1950s lesbian pulp fiction books. Yeah, Anne Bannon is kind of a legend in this genre. They are, I don't know, they're supposed to be like over the top. They're supposed to be slightly sleazy, pulp fiction-y, as you can expect by the name. I'm super, super excited to read these. They are in fantastic nick. I think this is an ex-library copy. Yeah, I am super excited about this find. I cannot believe I found it. And yeah, I just cannot wait to read them. Right, so after my excitement about that, let's talk about the clothes. So like I said, if you're only interested in books, that's it. Thank you very much for watching, and let me know what you think of my book finds. If you're interested in clothing as well, hello. So like I said, this top that I'm wearing, I got it in the secondhand store. Urban Outfitters original. Love the kind of sort of snakeskin shiny print in it. I'll show you the details. So that is really beautiful. I love that kind of detail, and it goes well with my little kind of 90s slip skirt that I have. So that is this one. I think it was, yeah, £5 if I remember correctly, £4.50, £5, something like that. Then, because I am a teenager of the 90s and I love all things 90s, I found this glorious, glorious slip dress. I'll put it on so you get a better appreciation. It kind of looks like not much when you hold it up, but it is that classic, I love the back of this, the way it crosses over. It is that classic 90s slip dress, and I really love this kind of ribbed, I don't know if you can pick that up on camera, that ribbed fabric, and I love this kind of olive green colour. It's one of my favourite colours. Again, so excited to find that. Then, a piece that I really like, and it may just be a bit weird, but it's this sort of, I call this kind of a granddad golfing pull over pit. It is, yeah, it's, I love these kind of shades of grey. It does remind me a little bit of a granddad going golfing, but it's kind of an aesthetic I like. Particularly like it over, say, a white shirt. It's also a great piece to go to work in, so I do have to be semi-professional sometimes. And when you're in the office, wearing this over sort of a work shirt is actually quite nice, but you can also funk this up. It's very, you can kind of use it in a K-pop version. I've seen a lot of K-pop stars wear this, and there's a great channel that features a lot of like K-pop fashion. This you can really kind of play around with either way. And then I found two t-shirts that I was so excited about. The first one is this beautiful Labyrinth t-shirt. Ta-da! Look at that. Look at Bowie. It is so cool. I love the colours. I love the print. I love the design. Love this t-shirt. And also my tip for when you're going thrifting or secondhand shopping is go to sections that you wouldn't necessarily always go to. Children's section sometimes has cool stuff if you're kind of lucky enough to fit into smaller t-shirts, kind of boy sizes, even like I can fit in sort of teen girl sizes as well. I'm not particularly well endowed on up top. And that is a cool section. This is a cool section as well. The men's section. I love the men's section. I shop a lot, also just in normal shops, from the men's section. And again, this is actually a men's t-shirt. And I think it's a size think size medium men's t-shirt, but yeah, it's really, really cool. Sometimes the men's t-shirts have cooler prints and also better quality cotton. Just saying. And then the other shirt that I loved, and sorry, it's a bit crinkled, is this one over here. So what drew me was that gorgeous, I'm going to hold it up there. What drew me was this gorgeous kind of print and also, I guess, poem-ish on the front. So it says, "We sailed on like the ancient ones into the 9 underworlds," which I thought was beautiful. And I was just like, oh, hell yeah, I'm getting that. But then I turned it around and I realized it was a Tori Amos tour shirt. Okay, I love Tori Amos. So the idea that this is some sort of a vintage Tori Amos tour shirt just filled me with absolute joy and glee. So I was very excited about that. Like I said, thrift shopping, I love. You can pick up some really unique, interesting pieces. Those 2 shirts I never would have had. This one, like I said, I was looking at the style and never would have found this at this kind of price, new. And 90 slip dresses, my favorite. I'm going to do a try on if you want to see what those pieces look like on. Again, if not, thank you for watching, and I will speak to you all again very soon. Bye.